Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. On Saturday, September 21st, Chelsea won 3-0 away to West Ham. I'm going to read off some stats for the match. Chelsea won 3-0. We had 12 shots and 5 on target in comparison to West Ham's 5-7. We had 46% possession compared to West Ham's 54%. We had 452 passes in comparison to West Ham's 496. We had 86% pass accuracy in comparison to West Ham's 89%. We had 5 corners to West Ham's 6. We had 10 fouls to West Ham's 17. And we had 2 yellow cards to West Ham's 5. So I thought this was a really great performance. I'm going to start by talking about the lineup. Obviously, we had Sanchez in goal. We had our back four of Fofana at right back, Tosin and Colwill as a center back pairing, and Cucurella at left back. We had Caicedo and Enzo in the midfield. We had a Madueke and Sancho on the wings with Palmer in the middle and Jackson up top. Now, in my match preview, I said Nkunku should start. He came off the bench against Bournemouth and scored the last-minute winner. And Jackson proved me wrong in this game. I thought Jackson was absolutely incredible, and it was a performance that we haven't, at least this season, I don't think we've seen of Jackson. He scored 2 goals before this, but they were, kind of tap-ins. They weren't anything great. And the 2 goals he scored against West Ham were incredible. He scores 1 great one-on-one goal, and he scores 1 great goal from the left side, nutmegging the keeper to hit it far post. And it was a great goal. He also got an assist to Cole Palmer, and it was overall an incredible performance. I was extremely impressed by him. And Jackson is a guy that we all know is extremely good on the ball, but the finishing product hasn't necessarily been there. But if Jackson can perform like he did today and have the composure he did, he can, without a doubt, score up to 20 goals this season. Right now, the only players that have more goals than him in the league are Erling Haaland, obviously, and Luis Diaz. And he's not going to outscore Haaland, but I think he definitely can outscore Luis Diaz. But he was incredible. And if Enzo Maresca can coach him into scoring the chances he misses, which I understand that you can't really teach composure, but if Enzo Maresca can help him learn that composure in front of goal and perform like he did today consistently, Jackson, without a doubt, is going to be one of the best strikers in the league, without a doubt. If he performs the way he did, I don't think we need to go out and sign another 9. I don't think we need an Osimhen or a Gyökeres. I think Jackson will do the job, and we can give him the number 9 shirt next season, and he'll be our guy. And I know it's kind of bad news for Christopher Nkunku, but Jackson, he proved why he deserved to play today. I also thought we are very, very good on the counterattack. As for Cole Palmer's goal, it starts with a West Ham corner, which gets knocked out kind of into our midfield, and Jackson takes it, runs it up the pitch, takes a small turn to the right to create space for Palmer to make a run to the left. He lays it off for Palmer, and Palmer smacks it in off the post, and it was a great goal. And we've been really good on the counterattack this season. We scored a counterattacking goal against Crystal Palace. We scored counterattacking goals against the Wolves, obviously when we won 6-2. I definitely think we're definitely up there with the best counterattacking teams in the league. The quality of players we have really, really complements that. Last season, how many times were we going on a counterattack and nothing came of it? You had Raheem Sterling not passing the ball for one, and now Raheem Sterling is off to Arsenal, so we don't even have to worry about that anymore. But it's great to see how good we are and how lethal we are on the counterattack, because I think that's very important and not necessarily something we had last season. So props to Enzo Maresca for coaching these players to be as good as they are on the counterattack, because counterattacking is very important. It is very, very important, and it's nice to see how clinical we've been on the counterattack this season. I'm going to talk about the midfield now, Enzo and Caicedo. Caicedo was absolutely incredible. I think if it wasn't Jackson, he could have had man of the match. This guy is winning tackles, his passing is incredible, his long balls are incredible, his composure was incredible. This guy was absolutely incredible. He looked like N'Golo Kante out there. It was incredible. And after all the criticism he had last season, and I'll admit he did have some bad performances last season, but he looks like a changed man this season. He's absolutely incredible, and I definitely think he's one of the best CDMs in the league, undoubtedly. And as for Enzo, I thought he was great. Last season, Enzo and Caicedo weren't really playing that great together. And in this game, we saw how good they were together, just like we knew they could be. I mean, Enzo, just like I said, his composure was great. Not necessarily the tackles and defensive work like Caicedo was doing, but his passing, super calm and composed, always was able to pick out a pass. He had one good pass that led to the counterattack that led to Palmer's goal. He was holding the ball up very well and just dribbling kind of into space to get a pass off, and I thought he was incredible. And it's just great to see Enzo and Caicedo working the way we know they can work together, because that is a great midfield partnership. You have Caicedo winning tackles, holding up possession, staying composed, and then you have Enzo taking the ball, being that deep lying playmaker like we know he is, using him to his strong suit. It was incredible. It was awesome. Tosin and Sancho got their first Chelsea starts, and I thought they were both incredible. I thought Sancho held the ball up really well and was always looking for either passes or to take on his man, and he got another assist. He assisted Jackson's first goal in the second minute, and he looks incredible. It's unfortunate for Mudryk, but aside from cup games and Conference League games, I don't think Mudryk gets into this squad. Sancho has absolutely taken that left wing spot as his own, and we all know Pedro Neto can go play on the left wing if needed to. And as for Tosin, I would like to see him start again. I mean, he was super calm on the ball, super composed, was extremely solid defensively, winning tackles, getting good blocks in. And I think Tosin and Colwill could be a really great center back pairing. I thought Colwill was also incredible. He had one or two shaky moments, but besides that, as usual, typical Colwill. He was incredible, making great tackles, passing the ball out really well, playing it out from the back, super composed. And I think our defense is starting to get a bit more composed together. Our defense has been a bit shaky for the start of the season, but I would like to see Tosin and Colwill again and see how that center back really works together. As for Fofana at right back, he wasn't great at right back, unfortunately. We definitely need Gusto and James back. But I can't really fault Fofana. We don't have a right back. I think Fofana was the best pick to go at right back, especially for the way we want to play, passing, playing it out the back, tiki-taka. He was the best spot to go at right back, but unfortunately it just wasn't great. But I think he was better than Disasi, though. But we need Gusto and James back. Hopefully Gusto will be back next week for our game against Brighton, but I'm not sure. We don't really know the injury situation. As for Madueke, I think he was very poor. He was selfish. He wasn't really getting into great 1v1 opportunities. He was shooting at the wrong times. He was not passing. There was one chance we had on the counterattack where he's on the left side, and instead of laying it off to, I think it was Neto out on the right, he takes the shot himself, and it was an easy save for the keeper. We were all super impressed by Madueke after the Wolves game, obviously, but I think over the past 3 games, he just has not been great. I don't think he should start against Brighton. I think we either move Palmer to the right wing, which I do think he's very effective on, and doesn't get as marked out of the game when he's on right wing as he does in the 10. When Palmer's in the 10, he's just fouled out of the game. They just try to foul him. They just try to double mark him, triple mark him, just keep him out of the game. But when he's at right wing, he's not as marked out of the game, and we can maybe move Nkunku into that 10. Or we could keep Palmer in the 10 and play Neto right wing, but I think Madueke needs to be benched. I don't think he's had a good enough performances to deserve the start. I don't think we can do what we did last season with Pochettino, where we kind of just throw players out there that we just blindly trust, even if they're not doing great. As for Cole Palmer, I thought he was great today. Even when he was being fouled out of the game and marked, he was kind of like Eden Hazard, where, okay, these guys are just going to try and foul me and mark me out of the game, and he's still going to create chances. He's still going to get on the ball. He's just going to, he'll either bully them off of it, or he still gets a goal off. This guy still gets a goal, even when he's being marked and fouled out of the game. Cole Palmer is just an incredible player. He came off in the 60th minute, and all of this talk about our squad, and we have too many players. Well, we don't. We have a 26-man squad, I think it is, and the squad depth we have is incredible. I mean, you're taking off Cole Palmer, Jackson, and Sancho and replacing them with Joao Felix and Nkunku and Pedro Neto. That squad depth is insane. We have such good squad depth, and we'll be able to rotate, no problem. I mean, you can really take any player out of that lineup and replace them with a player that's just as good. So it is incredible to have that squad depth. At the end of the match week, we sit in 5th. When the game ended, we were at 2nd, but we were never really going to stay there. So we're sitting in 5th in the Europa League spot on 10 points. If we can build off of these 2 wins and build off of this performance and win our next game against Brighton, and really just get a run of form going, I have no doubt that we can push for top 4 and get those UCL spots. Maybe how the UCL format works, it could be top 5 for Champions League, but we should aim for top 4, get a guaranteed Champions League spot, and I undoubtedly think we can. So I'm really excited to see what this team can do. I'm going to have a match preview up pretty soon after this video for our first Carabao Cup game against Barrow AFC, so stay tuned for that. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.